So really like how quick even this V6 Charger is, especially having the Torque Flight transmission, just really easy to maneuver. Really like the shift points, being able to just shift when I say to shift as opposed to it thinking, oh, I'll just take the suggestion if I think it's a good idea. Like, this actually listens to you. So random downshift is ready to go. Random upshift, shift up again. It does what it's supposed to do. So just really love this transmission. And with this to be such a big car, I really just like how it handles in general. The steering, especially in sport mode, is not super stiff, but it's stiff enough, specifically for a car this large. Now, I definitely wouldn't recommend trying to drift this thing or anything crazy, even on a track, but it's still a fun car to drive. So having the car in normal drive mode now, I stay without the paddle shifters on, still really nice shift points. And then when I put my foot down, really quick shifts. And all in all, the ride has been relatively good. I still have that feel that I can drive this car relatively aggressively, but it still rides really well. Yeah, for this to be a V6, it is really quick. And like I said, for it to be such a heavy car, that's what makes it so surprising. Is it's not light, but it drives very nimbly, if that makes sense. Yeah, the Torque Flight transmission just really does a good job at handling the power here. So I have the adaptive cruise on now. And just a nice driving feature to have, specifically on longer trips. I mean, you can get 30 miles per gallon on the highway in these Chargers, so they are good for road trips. Now the rear leg room, like I said, that's not the best, but still, you can make it work. You just have to make sure the seats are adjusted. The driver might not be as comfortable. You might have to put shorter people in the back, things like that. But especially if you're by yourself, this can be a commuter car that's actually really fun to drive. And really just like how the brake pedal feels really strong. Now, as I come to the end of this test drive, I finally figured out how to put the sport mode on. I've been trying to do it through the screen, and I do this every time I get in one of these Chargers. There's a button down here you actually use. And that really makes the rev points that much higher in the RPM range, which makes this even more fun to drive. But all in all, really good car for the money. And the V6 is still a beast, even though it's not a Scat Pack or a Hellcat. So, I mean, if you're in the market for something like this, let's say, I mean, you need a four-door car that still drives like a Camaro or a V6 Mustang, definitely make sure you test drive one of these. And like I said, I finally figured out the sport mode, and it's just that, it feels that much quicker. And just a really fun car to drive. Especially put in that shift mode. Of course, it's hard to do that in this traffic. This traffic's terrible around here, but like I said, definitely a fun car to drive. Love having the adaptive cruise. And it's a learning curve. because some buttons are down here and some are on the screen. But once you get used to it, you'll really love driving this car. But this will bring me to the end of my review of the new 2023 Dodge Charger GT Blacktop.